In this video, we're going to talk about coordination and subordination. Now, both of these things have something in common. They both connect two sentences or two independent clauses. However, the difference is that coordination has to do with connecting ideas of equal importance, and subordination has to do with connecting more important ideas and less important ideas. Now, just in case the phrase independent clause scared you, I want to do a quick review. What is an independent clause? It's simply a complete sentence, a sentence that has both a subject and a verb. So this sentence can stand alone, and that's why we call it independent as opposed to dependent. So in our first example, Susan forgot to set her alarm. Susan is our subject and forgot is our verb. And even in our second sentence, which is a very short sentence, we have both a subject and a verb. She, the subject, overslept, verb. So returning to coordination and subordination. What do we mean when we say coordination connects equal ideas and subordination connects unequal ideas? Let's take a look using our example sentences. In this example, we have two independent clauses, and they're both of equal importance. Susan forgot to set her alarm, and Susan overslept. So we can join these with a coordinating conjunction, like and we still have our two independent clauses, but we have this coordinating conjunction telling us that both of these ideas are equally important. On the other hand, we can also connect ideas where one idea is dependent on the other idea. So in this sentence, Susan forgot to set her alarm because she was tired. We still have two independent clauses. Susan forgot to set her alarm, and she was tired. But we're not joining them as if they're equal. We're joining them as if the reason she forgot to set her alarm was because she was tired. And so we would call this subordinating conjunction because it makes one idea subordinate to another idea. Now, one more thing I want to tell you about coordination and subordination is that they both rely on using connecting words. However, the connecting words they use are different. So with coordination, you can either use conjunctions or conjunctive adverbs. And with subordination, you can use conjunctions again or relative pronouns. So just to help you become familiar with the different types of connecting words, I wanted to show you a few examples. So on one side we have our coordinate adverbs, and these are words that connect equal ideas. So words like also, besides, furthermore, however, etc., etc. And this is not a complete list, but you probably get the idea. These are words that add additional information that is equal. On the other side, we have our relative pronouns. And these are words that make clauses dependent. So we have words like that, who, whom, whose, and which. And I'll show you how these are used a little bit later. And finally, we have our conjunctions, which can either be coordinating or subordinating, depending on the word. So in that top row, we have coordinating conjunctions. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. And this is a complete list of all the coordinating conjunctions. So if you use any other conjunction, it's probably a subordinating conjunction. And those would be words like although, because, even if, since, until, etc. And again, this is not a complete list. So let's see a few examples of these. With coordination, we can either use a coordinating conjunction, like so, or a coordinate adverb, like therefore. And all of these are joining ideas of equal importance. And in subordination, we can either use a subordinating conjunction, like because, or a relative pronoun, like who. And in both of these, we're connecting ideas where one idea is dependent or subordinate to another idea. Now, the interesting thing about our second example is that we still have two independent clauses within this sentence, but one of them, the one attached to our relative pronoun, has been moved into the middle of the other independent clause. So our two clauses would have been, Susan forgot to set her alarm, and Susan was tired. But because we're using a relative pronoun, we're going to stick that relative pronoun right next to the subject of our first clause, so we'll know who it's referring to. And in that way, one independent clause gets subordinated into this sentence, and in fact actually put or shoved right in the middle of that first independent clause. So hopefully this has helped you understand a little bit about coordination and subordination, and how they both join sentences, but do it in two different ways.